Hi everybody, I'm hoping you can all hear me. I'll plod on, but if you can't hear me, please just let me know and I'll try and do my best with technology at this end. So my name is Mrs. Handley and thank you very much for meeting this afternoon just to run through what seems to be an event that's very far away, but I'm sure it'll be here before we know it. Possibly your child's first residential visit. And it's a visit that we've been doing for a long time, many years at St Wilfrid's, to go to Tattenhall, and it's something that the children are very much looking forward to. They might not know too much about it if they haven't got older siblings or friends who've been before, and I'm very aware that we have 60 children in year 3 at the moment who might be feeling very different thoughts about going on their first residential. Some will have been away before and will be really looking forward to spending 2 nights with their friends. Others may never have stayed out overnight before from their parents, and others will be right in the middle. And hopefully this meeting will just give you a little bit more information about what the 3 days will entail and help you to make that decision about whether you and your child are comfortable with going, whether you need any more information from me or any of the other staff, and kind of just hopefully answer some of the questions that you might have. But there will be an opportunity for questions at the end if you wish, or I'm very happy to meet with you on a one-to-one basis to discuss anything about the trip that's going on. So I'll just share my screen with you now. So hopefully you will be able to see that. So firstly, the dates for the year 4 trip are 2 Wednesday to Fridays. We do specifically ask the centre for 2 Wednesday to Fridays purely because they're absolutely shattered by the time they get back, and so the last thing they want is to be coming into school the following day and thinking, oh my goodness, I've got to do my English and maths. So we do have a Wednesday to Friday for both of the classes. Unfortunately, at the moment, I'm unable to say which class is going on which dates, and I understand that for organisation purposes you would like to know that straight away. So we are working on that to kind of just see which class they will be in year 4 and who will be going when. So please bear with us with that one. I'm sorry I can't give you more information at the moment. In terms of the staff that will be there, there is the lovely Miss Spencer and Mrs Day, who absolutely love Tattenhall. And as you can see, we'll talk about more food later on in the presentation, but you can see there is a lot of food and the staff thoroughly enjoy it. It is one of their favourite residentials because just of the nice family-friendly atmosphere that is there when we go away as a class. We can't confirm the staff at the moment, but it would be the class teacher of whichever class your child is going into in year 4. And then there will be at least 3 members of staff, including 1 first aider. Usually it will be me. Unfortunately, I will be on maternity leave at that time, so it won't be me, but there are lots of staff who are very experienced with the Tattenhall Centre and know the whole process. So everyone will be very comfortable with the staff who are there, and we'll make sure that if there's anybody new, the children will have that opportunity to get to know them before they actually go on the trip with them. So on the day, on that Wednesday, they would come to school at the normal time, so for 8:30, and they would bring their suitcase with them, their bag with them, whatever you choose, and plus a packed lunch. We don't get lunch in the centre on the day, so they would bring their own lunch with them, and we ask that you bring a carrier bag, which can easily just be put back into their suitcase or put into the bin. It's the usual rules for school trip packed lunches, no fizzy drinks, etc. But just so that they've got something with them for their first lunch at the centre. We don't leave school until about 10 o'clock. You are more than welcome to come and wave them off, or you can say goodbye at 8:30. That might depend on your personal situation in terms of work, or if you feel it's better to say goodbye at 8:30 and then they're gone. But the bus will leave here at 10 o'clock. So the centre, for those of you who aren't familiar with it, it's about a 45-50 minute coach ride away in Cheshire, and we have the centre so far to ourselves. They have expanded it recently, and I want to be open with you about that one, in that they have now got 2 extra dormitories at the centre, so they do have the scope for another school to be there at the same time. We haven't had that situation yet, but we are aware of the possibility of that happening. We are definitely in the dormitories and in the centre that we have always been in. So we're very familiar with the main part of the centre, where it has 2 dormitories, a communal room, which you can see on the slideshow there, and its own kind of little staff area kitchen where we can make supper, etc. for the children. So in terms of the sleeping arrangements, there will be no other children sleeping in the same building as our children or in the same communal area. But we may share the grounds with another school, hopefully. We'll have more information near the time on that. In terms of the dormitories, there are literally 2. There is one for the girls and one for the boys. The children do not need to bring any bedding with them or any duvet covers or anything like that. Everything is provided, unless they have a special blanket or something that they would like to bring with them just for a little bit of security, then that's absolutely fine to pop in their case. But apart from that, everything is provided for them and all the beds are made. So when they get there, so that's not their first job. They don't have to learn to make their bed, before they go on their trip. They are bunk beds, and this sometimes does cause a little bit of problem before we go, because the children are asked to decide in a pair who they would like to share their bunk bed with, and who would like to be on the top, who would like to be on the bottom. We can arrange it so they have one night on the top, one night on the bottom, and they share it. Or they might prefer to be on 2 beds of the similar level with their friends so they can see each other, because obviously if you're on the top of the bunk you can't see the person below, etc. So we'll have a chat about that near the time when the children are in year 4. If you do have a child who can sleepwalk, please have that conversation with them beforehand, that it will be a lot safer for them to be on a bottom bunk. It's really difficult for us to try and explain to them why they can't be on a top bunk if that conversation hasn't been had. So just have a little chat with them that if you feel it's safe for them to be a bottom bunk, then they're aware of that before they get there. Similarly, we're aware of lots of children who like a light room and can see a light and go to bed with a night light on. Others who prefer it pitch black. We'll talk to the children when we get there, because the light in the corridor is on all night. So if you're in a room that's got a little bit of light in it, they would be better in a bed near the door. If they prefer a darker environment, they're better away from the door. But we can talk about that when we get there. If your child is worried when they're going to sleep, please let us know beforehand, and we can make sure we know exactly which bed they're in and where they're positioned so that we can support them at night time. So when we get there, we have our lunch and we head straight outside. Hopefully the weather will be nice. We are going end of September, early October, so it could be anything, and we have had anything before. But the outside grounds are fantastic. There's a lot of space in terms of a field where the children can play football or other ball games. There's a trim trail, there's a climbing wall, and we take lots of PE equipment for games and things like that. So it's a really social afternoon where we just get to enjoy the environment. Across our 3 days there, we also do lots of art and DT activities. There is a specific art room that we have, and we cover lots of the year 4 art and DT curriculum while we're there. So the children will have some nice relaxing social time, but they might be doing some sewing, or they might be doing some printing while we're there as well, just usually in the evening, but obviously we've got that option as well if the weather isn't too good. This is the question that we are asked most about, children and adults. Food. The food at Tattenhall is amazing. I'm speaking from personal experience, and all of the other staff agree as well. There are 2 choices for the main meal every night, and the children can give their choice beforehand. Therefore, if one of those choices, if a child doesn't like one of those choices, we have time to be able to sort that out. The kitchen staff there are fantastic, and they will do anything to make sure your child is fed. That is their priority. They're not on an agenda of trying to make them try new things or force feed them anything that they've made. They want to make sure your child has a happy experience and are fed. The thing that we would ask from you is that if you do have a child who is a fussy eater or who will only eat chicken nuggets and chips every night, please let us know beforehand, because it's a lot better for us to talk to the kitchen at Tattenhall beforehand rather than on the day we find that information out and then we have to sort out a menu for them. So if there are any dietary requirements that we don't know about already in school, or if there is anything specific that you would like to let us know about in terms of evening meals, lunches, breakfasts, anything, please have that chat before we go, because it's a lot easier to sort out, and it is possible to sort out. So please don't worry that your child is going to go hungry, and please don't pack your suitcase full of brunch bars and chocolate bars and crisps just in case they're hungry. Honestly, there are seconds every meal, cooked breakfasts every morning, which are fantastic. They'll be fine. In the evening, hopefully, again, weather dependent, we will have a campfire. So we'll go outside, we'll sing some songs, we'll watch the fire and appreciate nature, which is really lovely in the grounds of Tattenhall. And then we come back in and start to unwind. Some children would like to play games, some children just like to have a read. We'll sometimes put a film on, but very rarely. It tends to be that the children just want that social time in the lounge doing their own thing. So we do encourage them to bring a game or reading books or something that they enjoy doing, either themselves or with their friends, so that they can just have some wind down time before bedtime. We also have a star of the day. So every member of staff who is with us, and the following day we'll have our instructors with us as well. I'll come on to that in a minute. They will have an opportunity to award a star of the day. That is usually for somebody who's just shown that little bit of extra challenge to themselves. It might be that they've been a really good friend or just stood out for all the right reasons. A little bit like our star of the week that we do on Friday in school, but we do it every day at Tattenhall. So it's a nice opportunity just to reflect and to award those children who've really stood out. In terms of bedtime, the children will have a little bit of supper in the lounge, usually a drink and a biscuit, maybe a piece of toast, something like that, just before bedtime. And then we will have a class story read by the class teacher, and then we'll go into our dormitories. The children are usually given about 10 minutes to go and get washed, brush their teeth, pyjamas on, get back into their dormitories and have some quiet reading time before the lights go off. The expectation is once the lights are off, that's it, and there's no more talking. We're all aware that these are Year 4 children who are off on their first residential possibly, and so the staff will be there until they are absolutely sound and all asleep. The staff sleep in the same building as the children. The children are made aware of where the staff bedrooms are. If there are any problems in the night, they come and wake us up, but we will just sit outside in the communal area outside the dormitories until we know that all the children are settled and happy, and we are always there for them. If anything is upsetting them or if they're feeling unwell, we're there for them, but hopefully they'll be so tired after their first day at Tattenhall that they'll be able just to go straight to sleep. The following day is the activity day, and we split into 3 groups. We do some team building exercises as a class. We do some zip wire activities, we do low ropes, and we do a tree climb. The children will not be forced to do anything that they don't want to do, but they will be asked to challenge themselves. So stepping out of that comfort zone, but not making them feel unsafe. And that's what our role is, just to push them a little bit, but not to a point where they are unhappy. And that's what our instructors do brilliantly at Tattenhall. The staff members will be there as well, but the instructors will take the lead with those different activities during the day. We will be outside doing those activities, whatever the weather. We'll obviously look at the forecast closer to the time, but if it isn't looking great, it might be that you need to make sure that they've got suitable footwear, walking boots, wellies, etc. Waterproofs are provided, but if you would like to send your own waterproofs, you could do that as well. Hopefully the summer will be still with us and we'll have a nice dry day for it. And there's some of the children going down the zip wire. On the second evening, we tend not to do a campfire. We tend to do usually a talent show, which the children enjoy, or we might have a quiz. or something like that, just to kind of, the children tend to be tired on the second night, so we do something relaxing. And that's really a summary of our trip. On the Friday morning, we tend to go outside again or have some more out activities before we leave just after lunchtime. But I think that's it in terms of kind of our activities. If I could just talk about packing, and I know, again, this is such a long way off to be talking about it, but you will get a big information pack sent out tomorrow via the gateway, which just summarises all of this information, and obviously near the time we'll have a quick reminder as well. But it's just useful for me to have this opportunity to talk to you, because please, biggest tip I can give you is please pack your suitcase with your child. The number of children who don't know what's in their case, or know what outfits they've got or what clothes they've got. If we're holding up a pair of joggers and say, right, who owns these red joggers, they might not know that they're theirs or not. So please let the children know exactly what is in their case. Some parents label it, so they'll say Thursday outdoors, Thursday evening, and put it in little kind of pockets or carrier bags so they know which outfit is which, or the children would just be told what outfits they've got with them. Please don't buy anything new. This is a muddy centre, and please, they will come back with a big bag of washing for you, but if there's anything new in there, I don't want it to get ruined or lost. Just send them with comfy clothes that they can have a good time in. In terms of washing, I would possibly put a bin bag in your child's suitcase, and they can put all their washing in there so that they know that that's definitely theirs, and it's all kept in their suitcase until it comes to leaving the centre. But it's quite good to have a plastic bag or something that they can put their washing in. Again, on the information sent out tomorrow, there will be a bit of a kit list to suggest how many pairs of trousers, how many jumpers, etc. to bring with them. The one thing that the centre insists on is indoor shoes, which tends to be slippers. So at the outdoor of the centre, the children will always change into their outdoor shoes, usually a pair of trainers, and then when they come back in, they'll put their slippers on. So they must have a pair of slippers. If they don't like slippers, then slipper socks are okay, but they're not as safe as slippers because they haven't got that hard sole. Or they can have a separate pair of trainers, which are completely clean and must not be taken outside. They're the centre rules, just to kind of keep the inside as clean as possible. So the children must know when they unpack on that first day which are their indoor shoes, and we take them and put them by the outside door. Again, I've already mentioned bringing something to do, a game or a book or something like that. We do say no electronics, no mobile phones. If we need you, or if your child needs you, then we will contact you. We will take all our numbers with us. There is a phone in the centre. If you need to contact us, again, the number will be on the information that's sent out tomorrow, but you will have that facility to do that, or to get in touch with school first if it's during the day, to be able to get any messages across. Cameras, children can bring them if they wish. I wouldn't bring expensive ones, and not phone cameras either. Disposable ones, if they want to bring one, are great. Just put a little name on to make sure we know whose is who, or a little digital camera is fine, again with a name on. So the cost of the trip hasn't changed too much more. It's £185, and that includes the 2 nights accommodation, the meals from the first night onwards, transport there and back, the instructors for our main activity day, and the insurance from Warrington Borough Council. If you would like your child to go ahead and come on our residential visit to Tattenhall, we ask that you pay a deposit of £50 by Friday the 23rd of May, and then the balance by Friday the 11th of July. There is the facility on the gateway to pay by instalments if you wish as well. So I think that covers it all. In terms of coming back, I should say, coming back, we do leave the centre about 1 o'clock, and we will get back to school about 2. You can take your child home straight away from there if you'd like to meet us off the bus. Please let your child know if that will be happening or not. The worst thing is having disappointed children thinking they're going home early, and then we keep them in school till 3 o'clock. We're more than happy to keep them till 3 o'clock, but just let them know if you'll be there or not. So, like I say, lots of information to come out to you tomorrow, and all of the payment details will come as well. This video is getting recorded and will get sent out as a link tomorrow as well, so that if you would like to watch it again, or you know of other parents who would like the information, then that will be able to be viewed from tomorrow. I'm going to talk to both classes tomorrow as well, just to give them the information about what happens at Tattenhall and answer any of their questions. So you may want to have that conversation tomorrow night with your child about whether they're up for it or whether they have any more questions. Is there anybody who'd like to ask a question now? All gone very quiet. Oh, that's good. You're more than welcome to come. Okay, well, if you do, you know where I am for the next week and a half anyway, and there's lots of staff in school after Easter who will be able to answer any of your questions as well, or drop us an email in school. Again, if there are any individual issues, particularly regarding sleeping or food, please let us know beforehand. It's an amazing trip. We all love it, as staff and pupils, but let's not have anything kind of hinder that. If we can tackle it beforehand, it'll make it a really, really enjoyable trip and your children will love it. So anything that you want to talk about, please come to school and we will do so. But other than that, I'll leave it there. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming along.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.